Let's do the chorus. The chorus is the most important part of any worship song. It's the part you want people to remember. When I write a chorus, every time I write a chorus, I try to envision somebody not at church, just like remembering it because of their life circumstances. I try to imagine, like, is this something that could like just be an encouragement if they sing it if they sing the chorus by itself? Can it stand by itself? When I wrote the one about Job, I know you are God, you can do all things, things too wonderful for me. I wanted that to be something people remembered so like seared into their brain that anytime they encountered grief, that could be a comfort to them because they are practicing Job's posture to the letter. I know you are God. You can do all things, things too wonderful for me. And super humbling, like days after it was played for the first time. And here, someone who was in student ministry, who's a volunteer at student ministries, had like a death in their family. And they reached out to me and said, hey, like that song in the chorus, I just had it on repeat because I was grieving. And so that is, I'm not trying to brag. I'm saying if you have that heart behind your writing, like it will bless people. And especially the chorus has that much power because it is what people are going to remember, or the bridge if you wrote a better bridge. But like if the chorus can stand on itself, it's like really the avenue of teaching because that's what people will remember. Enough about that. Singable refrain that delivers a powerful message. Singable refrain that delivers a powerful message. The easiest part to sing in a song should be the chorus. Your verses can be a little more challenging to sing, but the chorus should be the thing that's like, everyone's going to be able to follow with me. People are going to sing it the loudest. How are we going to do that? Oh yeah, here are the reasons behind the three pillars. A simple message, singable melody, powerful truth. So that they understand you, so that they'll sing with you, and so that the Spirit can work. So let's talk about a simple message. So keep the chorus purely about the main message of the song. We summarized the song earlier, right? The chorus has to be about what you just said in that summary. Lean towards plain language and lean away from ambiguous terms. I would add in there like metaphors and imagery. Like you can use all your literary devices, your metaphors, your imagery, your allusions, everything. All of that can be in the verses, and have the chorus be mostly like declarative statements about truth. It's okay to use metaphors and everything in your chorus, but if you're clearing away all that stuff and leaving just like that solid pearl of truth, then it's a pretty sophisticatedly like pure, powerful chorus. Just because it sounds nice doesn't mean it's good and right. We already talked at length about that. So how do we make it simple and memorable? Two things. This is where it gets pretty technical. Repetition and sequence. In the melody, so the music aspect, there's two worlds to this. The lyrics you're writing and the actual notes you're singing. Repetition and sequence for both of those. So we'll talk about that. Repetition's a melody that repeats, and sequence is a melody that repeats at a higher or lower interval. Let me show you some examples. We talked about everlasting God. Everything in bold is the same 5 notes. You are the everlasting God, the everlasting God. You do not faint, you don't grow weary. You're the defender of the weak. You comfort those in need. You lift us up on wings like eagles. That's the only 5 notes, over and over and over and over in the same order. And that's how I was able to sing it just now by memory. It's that easy to learn. So if you think about any songs we do here at Crossway that you remember the most, try to like imagine how much repetition it has in the chorus. And not just in like the notes, but also the rhythm of it. Lift your voice now. Da, 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 da. Right? That repeats over and over. That kind of cadence to it. That's all intentional because you want people to like know where you're going. We'll talk about that, predictability. And then what about sequence? My favorite example is Behold Our God. It's the same thought twice, but the second one is all lifted up an interval higher. Behold our God, seated on his throne, come let us adore him. Behold our King, nothing can compare, come let us adore him. And isn't that like smart and artistic? Because the whole point of the song is to have you lift your eyes, right? To elevate your gaze. They're doing that with the melody. The melody starts down here. The melody ends up here. And that's super smart. And it starts at the words, behold. Behold our God. Behold our King. That's all intentional because you know and you're affected by how that's written and you can memorize it better. So it's not just with the melody. You do that with the, so the predictability of the melody. The more predictable the melody, the easier the congregation will follow and the easier they'll remember the song. But what about with lyrics? This is a section from Psalm 139. In like a lot of Hebrew poetry, there's couplets. They express the same thought twice. Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? If I go to the heavens, you are there. If I make my bed in the depths, you are there. If I rise on the wings of the dawn, or if I settle on the far side of the sea, even there your hand will guide me. Your right hand will hold me fast. See, 2 lines talking about the hand of God guiding. It's restated because that's artistic. You can add layers of meaning without having to like talk about too many things.
Word, where, if I.
Mm-hmm. So, David's amazing. But we can do that with our lyrics too. Repetition with the lyrics enhances like the memorability of the chorus. You're not trying to like remember a bunch of different thoughts. You're expressing the same thought in different ways. Repeat words and lines with purpose. I'm bothered by how so is repeated in the verses in Reckless Love. I like the song Reckless Love, but I don't understand the reason to say, you are so, so kind to me. Like, why are you repeating so? You could have worked a little harder to not like, I don't mean repetition like that. I mean repetition like in how good is he? Everything, everything, in everything. Thank you, Jesus. Everything, everything, everything. Yeah, that's a really basic bridge, but the repetition of the word everything in that bridge works. It has a purpose. You want to drive home that it's everything, right? That's what I mean by repetition. Repeat ideas and restate them to add meaning. So, does everybody understand that? Does that make sense? So now we get to work a little bit on that. Let's do some songwriting. Let's actually write a chorus, okay? Using repetition and sequence in the lyrics and the melody. And then here's your prompt, an adoration song about God as your comforter. Okay? So it can be everyone together. It can be everyone together. You can get out the guitar or whatever you want to do. Yeah. And actually like compose something, but just a chorus with this prompt, because usually you want to it helps to write the chorus first. It makes the verses a lot easier to write. So we'll write our chorus, an adoration song. Imagine Josh sent you an email or a text. I want you to write a song about God as comforter. Okay?
And we're doing chorus.
A chorus. Write a chorus. And then we'll just see what y'all come up with.